Through my many years of being involved in this, in the communication business or opinion business or whatever you want to call this, I have been told for the longest time that we are in the midst of an absolute catastrophe, something so horrible, so terrible, so beyond explication regarding the collision, the free fall, the implosion of our republic based upon morality or Satanism or drug addiction or sloth or whatever you want to call it. This slovenly, disgusted disattachment from reality. I never thought it was warranted. I always thought it was overdone. I thought it was, come on, please stop it. Stop it. You're overdoing it. Come on. I believe this now. And Gavin Newsom is going to be our target. All eyes. Don't be misled by a transgender here or there or some disgusting freak, some mentally ill despotic lunatic. Yes, yes, that's easy. Yes, I understand. Yes, I grasp it beyond. But I'm telling you, dear friend, I am telling you that is not going to be the issue. What we're going to see is the systematic placement of this man. He is going to be funneled. He's going to be rather funded, I should say, or funneled by groups of people, by special interest, names you will never know, never hear. People. His primary benefactor will be the Getty fortune. But he is going to do to this country what you cannot possibly imagine. And this country, this Republican Party is unable to handle it. Will be unable to handle it. Will be unable to grasp the degree of horror that we're talking about right now. I don't think people understand. I know when I tell people this, their first reaction is, oh God, there he goes again. This guy just doesn't let up with all of these. The end of it. Oh yeah? You think I'm kidding? You think I'm exaggerating? Do you think that this is just some kind of a... How much longer? How much longer, my friends, can America survive when every sacred value, everything that we hold true is mocked, from little old Cracker Barrel to biscuits to mom and dad to hee-haw and country music and the flag and pitch and woo and courting and love letters and just homecoming games and sororities, when all of it is mocked, every tradition spat upon, and every symbol of our greatness dismantled before our very eyes. How much longer are you going to take it? How much longer do you think this will work? How much longer? What do you think? What? Tell me. What? Tell me. When do you think? How much longer do you think this is going to go on? How? How do you think we are going to live in this world where, in fact, we're going to be surprised. We're going to actually be shocked at the amount of things, dare I say, that are destroyed before our eyes. But the latest thing is there's a doubling down, my friend, whether you realize it or not, on this issue of transgenderism. My first question to you was, do you believe transgenderism is a form of mental illness? Do you or do you not believe this? The name of the congresswoman, first it was Rachel Levine, little by little, bit by bit, they kind of introduced you to it. They kind of sort of introduced you to it to make you maybe a tad acclimated, just a tad. And you thought, oh, this is nothing. This is ridiculous. In fact, a lot of your friends, right? A lot of your friends said, oh, would you get off, you homophobic person? What do you think this is going to be? The end of heterosexuality? Stop it. You're demented, you're sick, you're weird, you're filled with hate. Your whole world, right? Your whole world is sickening. You live by fear and despising. Everything about you is motivated, right? Everything is hate. Everything is worry. Everything is on the bridge. Everything is coming to an end, right? That's what you're told. That's what you're told, because you're a conservative. You're some Trumper. You're some guy or some gal who believes that everything is falling apart. Everything is falling apart. Right? 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 You've heard this. Maybe they even made you wonder, maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong. How much longer, my friends? How much longer can Americans survive? Can Americans survive when every sacred value, everything is mocked, every tradition is spat upon, every symbol of our greatness is dismantled before our very eyes? How long do you think this is going to happen? And this isn't some rhetorical question. I'm not doing this just for some kind of academic exercise. It is the defining test of our time and who we are. How? We're not merely seeing cultural drift. We're not seeing this momentary little glitch. We're seeing, my friend, an orchestrated, planned, coordinated demolition, implosion of everything that made this republic so great. Remember when we were great? When was the last time we were great? When was the last time we were great? When? Tell me. The flag itself, the flag, once revered, is now dismissed as offensive by people. The family, once the backbone, the bedrock of our strength, is recast as some kind of an outdated, I don't know what. Patriotism. Remember when we celebrated patriotism? Now sneered at and smeared also as dangerous. Why? Guess who's going to make that worse? Who? Gavin Newsom. How much longer before these foundations collapse completely? Gavin Newsom is the embodiment of evil. If there is Satan, my friend, if there is Lucifer, if there is Beelzebub, if there is the Prince of Darkness, it is Gavin Newsom. Are we truly prepared to watch the forced transformation of our republic into some soulless, globalist cabal? I ask you, are we? Who's going after this? Who is going to fight? Who is going to fight this? Who? I'm dead serious. What are we going to do about it? This is what the Republican Party is saying. I don't know. We'll put up some memes. We'll have some stuff. I guess that's what we'll do. Isn't that it? I mean, isn't that what this is about? Isn't that what this is all about? This is the issue which I want to ask. This is the thing which I want to know. What exactly are we going to do? I honestly, God, I don't understand, and I don't grasp it, and I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand how. I don't know how we're supposed to maybe sort of look the other way. Is that it? Is that what we're supposed to do? Seriously. Do you know the story behind him? Do you know where his money comes from? Do you know what he's about? Do you know how this is? What are we doing? We're going to end up being a globalist wasteland where faith, family, and freedom, I can't believe I'm saying this. Are outlawed relics of the past. I can't believe I'm saying this. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Because I thought this was stupid. You don't understand something. I came up in the day of Rush Limbaugh. 88, I hit the airwaves. 85, I think Rush started. Because we're kind of sort of maybe. And America was ripe for that. I thought, you gotta be kidding me. This guy is out of his mind. I thought I thought this guy is really going out of his mind. I thought maybe there's something, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe there was something about this that we're missing. Newsom is a snake. A snake, I said. Good day, sir. Thank you, Pilgrim. I think you're absolutely correct. But there's something about this whole thing which is really the most important. There's something about this which is really scary. Let me see if I can tell you this. We don't really understand. We talk a good game. We talk a good game. They don't talk the game. They don't understand it. They don't grasp this. They don't get it. Add to the mix what Gavin Newsom has done, what he's done to California, the role of the D'Alessandros and the Browns and the Newsoms and the Pelosi's, but also the Getty family, Balthazar Getty. Look at what he did. Look at this debauched life of this man. Look how he's destroying the state, little by little, bit by bit. And he's being primed and preened to be the 2028 candidate. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm making this up? Do you think that maybe is there a part of you that says, "Oh, come on"? Do you? A lot of people do. And I don't blame people. Look, I've been spending my whole time, you understand, every time I talk to somebody, they always think that, they always give me the kind of like, here he goes again, mister. Yeah, he's always worrying about some crazy, I don't know what, but they always think that I'm part of some overreaction. America is not dying of natural causes. It's being euthanized. It's being taken out by design. And if you want to see the prototype, I keep telling you, if you want to see the prototype of the slow execution, look no further than California. This is a state, listen to me, gutted, not by accident, but by agenda, deliberately so. Once it was this, oh my God, California was the great place, right? And they were part of it that was so beautiful and so seriously, absolutely, positively, it was beautiful. It really was. And I don't know what happened. And then, it was always a land of fruits and nuts. You always heard that stuff. People got to talk about it, got to joke about it. And that was sort of what people thought. But this is a different story. This is something which is beyond anything we've ever seen. This blows. See, when a state, let me say it again, when a state becomes the prototype for collapse, you got to ask yourself, who lit the fuse? Who was responsible? How did it happen? The Hollywood really cartel. How will they? Elites scripted America's fall. This is what they're going to be doing. America, again, we are not dying of natural causes. Don't think that this freak, this transgender, whatever, is just some random. I'm not saying it's false flag or deliberate, but I'm saying don't think that the issue is something that's unimportant. Our society is being euthanized by design. And I keep telling you, if you want to see the prototype, the archetypical example of that slow execution, look no further than California, because he's coming. He is gunning for us. A state that was ruined, destroyed, gutted internally not by accident, by agenda. I keep telling you it was deliberate. And they do it in front of you. And they do it with you not apparently caring. You see, once the symbol of American prosperity was California, and it was innovation, and it was cool. It was cool. California was kind of what America is to the world. California is where you wanted to go there. Beautiful people, and the beaches in Malibu, and this is cool. It's now a dystopian testing ground, a proving ground for elite engineered collapse by design. And at the center of the experiment, a dynasty of entrenched oligarchs, the Newsoms, the Browns, the Pelosi's, all puppets of the same controlling hand. And behind them, the Gettys. Remember this. Oil barons turned cultural architects. You think Soros is good? Not like this. You think it's just bad policy? Try ritualized demolition. Every coincidental failure, homelessness, taxation, blackouts, sanctuary insanity cities, needles, the eighth, everything. It's one little brick pulled from the foundation, from this Jenga, structure. And Gavin Newsom didn't fail upward. He was placed upward. And he's been groomed right now for 2028. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I was saying this before. I thought for sure, I would have bet anything they were going to pull. They were going to pull what's her name out of the race. Kamala. Absolutely. Not now. And he's being groomed not because he's popular, not because he's handsome, not because no, but because he's useful. He's the final product of a political bloodline that traces its DNA not just through campaign donations, but through occult symbolism, corruption, laundering, controlled media. Oh, yeah. And controlled media ascension. Now, so what happens? Let me ask you this. What happens when the model state for collapse becomes the template or the archetype or the stencil for the entire nation? What happens next? What happens when we review the blueprint of betrayal? We want to see how they're going to engineer the collapse. This is bloodline politics, my friend. The Newsom, D'Alessandro, Pelosi, Brown connection, now the Gettys, isn't incidental. It's a dynastic web built to keep power in the family while appearing diverse. And these names are the front-facing brands of an old world aristocracy hiding behind democratic labels. And you ain't going to hear nothing about this. This is Getty grooming, my friend. Gavin Newsom's rise was bankrolled and mentored by the Getty oil empire, particularly Gordon Getty, but also Balthazar, who treated him like a son. This wasn't mentorship, it was installation. Getty money shaped his career, his image, his immunity from scandal. Oh, he was just pulled, kind of the way they did it to Barry Obama. This is controlled collapse also. California's implosion, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Mass homelessness, sky-high taxation, open-air crime zones. You can't believe this. These were policy outcomes, not failures. And the goal of this? Condition the population to accept surveillance, UBI, and climate control, and all this other stuff as nonsense, as solutions. Do you think I'm going too far? Do you think I'm going too far? Do you think so? Do you think so? Be honest. You think this is too much? Do you think I'm saying, oh God? It's I mean, right. Do you think, oh, I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad. Do you believe this cultural psyop center? Oh, come on. Hollywood, big tech, and all this academia and all this stuff. I mean, do you really believe this? Do you believe this is really some kind of a convergence in California? Isn't it just coincidental? Isn't that it? Isn't it just coincidental? This is the ritual stage, right, of the New World Order? Isn't that what it is? Or is it? What do you think gender distortion classrooms are from? What do you think do you think Gavin Newsom's gay? I don't think he's gay. I don't think he has any kind of, I don't think he and his wife, he has always been prototypically, now he might be a little experimental, but I don't think he's a crypto homosexual or anything. No, he's told to do that. These people don't care. It's not that they have anything in particular regarding transgender. It's because that's what will destroy this country. Open borders, sanctuary, chaos. Nobody in their right mind instinctively wants that. They're told that. And Gavin Newsom will say, I'll do whatever you want. California is exporting its dystopia all, as a model for national and global policy. Remember, these people are told what to do. Don't think themselves, he will do whatever his overlords tell him. He's the handmaiden. He's Satan's handmaiden. 2020, this is the Trojan horse. Newsom's media sanitization, emergency power drills. Remember that? During COVID, glowing press despite disaster. This is normal. He's being prepped as the as the competent survivor. And when the current political puppet regime burns out, what's his role going to be? To sell tyranny with a smile. And he does it. And he's on all these shows. And these stupid morons, these idiots who have him on the show who don't understand it. He's smart. He's smart. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something, and you may find this interesting, you may not. You know who finds Gavin Newsom attractive? You know who he's going after? Men. Not women. Men. Listen, let me tell you something. I have seen this before my whole life. Let me see if I can explain this to you one more time. Okay? It all started years ago when it was at a time when we had, it was a great time. It was during the time of I guess you'd call it, it was Stay Hungry, and it was, you know, the world of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Franco Columbu and Joe Weider and Stay Hungry and what the other one was. It was anyway the pumping iron. And I remember at the time in our high school, we absolutely positively we lived going to the gym. I mean, we were pretty good then. You know, we were pretty good. We were pretty strut. You know, we ate and we were into that all that protein nonsense. And it really wasn't a protein, that was it. But it didn't matter. And during the course of this, I'll never forget it. We're standing around there, and I said, "Look at us." We're standing at this place called Harry Smith's in Tampa. I said, "Look at us." I said, "You know who we're doing this for, right?" I said, "Men." I said, "This is some of the gayest stuff we've ever done in our lives." And they looked at me like, "What are you talking? There's nothing gay about it." I said, "You're doing this for other men. You're doing this. You're looking at men. You're instead of going from Playboy, not that people were truly homosexual or gay, but what I'm saying was that's who appreciated this. When Gavin Newsom comes out with his hair and this and that and the product and the suit and the whole bit, you know who wants to be like him? Men. Women don't say, "Oh, he's great." No. A lot of women can see right through him. It's men. Oh, what about it? Oh, yeah, his hair is coming out gray. You got to understand something. Women. How do I say this? Women have never gone out for big, bulky muscles. Never. Men are attracted to it. And who do you think women do most of this stuff for? Women. You got to understand this thing. You got to grasp it. Not because they're gay, but the people that appreciate them. And when Gavin Newsom came along, when the state becomes the prototype for collapse, you better ask again, who lit this fuse? Who did it? Where is it? What's this California cartel? Go behind it. You got to spend some time. You can't spend 5 minutes. You're not going to have some cable news show do it. You're not going to go and get it online. You got to understand how the California elite scripted this. And I'm telling you again, we are not dying of natural causes. We've been poisoned. We're being euthanized by design. Do you hear what I'm saying? And if you want to see the prototype of that, I'm telling you, look to California. And you know who are the dumbest people in the world? People from California. They don't even know. I don't know. Look, let me explain something to you. I've seen this sometimes, to be fair. Sometimes people will point to New York, and I'm saying, when I understand the issue is not what's going to happen. New York is a proving ground. See, that's the thing. It's not that New York is going to suffer. New York is going to be the laboratory. Let me give you an example. Have you ever who's had cellulitis? Anybody? Cellulitis, if you ever think you've had it. The doctor comes in and they take a pen and they take like and they write a ring, they do a border around your cellulitis, right? Where you think it is. Sometimes you might think people sometimes think they'll think it's a bug bite sometimes it might be a spider bite. But anyway, but they put a circle and they see if it moves. That's what it is. It's not the cellulitis around your knee. It's when it's moving up your thigh. So when it comes to New York and whatever, most Americans are so goddamn stupid. They look at it as though the problem is going to be contained here. No, this is the laboratory. This is a petri dish. You've got a state of California that is gutted, not like New York. Even New York's not like California. New York's not like California. Believe me, New York, no. We've got a kind of a half-ass Kathy Hochul, but we have a couple of breaks and things are not. California is unbridled, unbraked. Once the symbol of American progress, I'm telling you, this is California. It was something years ago. It was beautiful. It was, this is where people wanted to go. This is where people lived. California's implosion again isn't a bug. It's a feature. Mass homelessness, sky-high taxation, open-air crime zones, places like Los Angeles, and even the radical left, even after they burned it down, they still didn't get it. They still were so connected. They're so stupid. They are the 50-minute cities. They want to. Let me give you an example of something. I was talking to a friend of mine not too long ago. And he said, was talking about Gaza and what Israel's doing and blah, blah, blah. I said, that's what they're doing in California. They want everybody to leave. When these fires start, and huge swaths of billion-dollar property from Malibu, they want to make room for, I think it's a World Cup and also for the Olympics. That's what they want. They want to get rid of these people. They want to move them out. I said, sounds familiar. Go in and it's almost like, I don't want to use this term, but a form of almost like statewide or governmental population genocide here. They want you gone. They want they want to take all of that, those big lots and mansions, and they want to replace it with some flat, little stylized, globalist, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 kind of a cutout. And they want to condition the population to understand, to accept it. Universal basic income, global surveillance, climate tyranny. The state passes crushing regulations, destroying small businesses, and then sells government stipends as rescue. Watch what he's doing. He is the, nobody can do what he can do. Not Mamdani. Mamdani's a punk compared to him. Not Kathy Hochul, not Karen Bass. Nobody understands it like Gavin Newsom. And he can do it right to your face. Dependency is not an accident. It's the design. This is the cultural psyop center. Hollywood, big tech, academia, all converging in California, not by coincidence. This is the ritual stage of globalist order. It's like the Bohemian Grove of this. It's everything from gender distortion classrooms to open border sanctuary chaos. California and New Scum is exporting this dystopic model for national and global policy. The school system teaches confusion. The entertainment system glorifies degeneracy. And big tech, remember this name. Remember this. And let me explain something to you. And this is something you're not going to understand. Because it's going to be very difficult. There's no difference between J.D. Vance and Gavin Newsom. Both are going to be run. J.D. Vance is going to be owned and run by Peter Thiel, and the Gettys and others are going to run them. Two sides of the same coin. You will swear they're different. Oh, they'll talk a good game. But the people who are going to run this country next are big tech. Big tech will find its way everywhere. Big tech. Nobody in our life, the Rockefellers will never, ever, the Rothschilds will never be able to understand what the Peter Thiels and these people are. Nothing. And they don't even want to be rich. They don't care about this. They don't care. Do you ever see Elon Musk's home? Doesn't really have one. They don't get into that. They're not into the Newport, with the cottages and the gilded society. No. They live in a world right now that is just so frightening. They're weird. They were brought up in captivity. All those shots or whatever the hell they got. They're all autistic. They're all on some weird. The trifecta of manipulation runs through Sacramento to Silicon Valley, and it's at every household. And in 2028, the Trojan horse, Newsom's media sanitization, they cleaned him up. Emergency power drills. Remember, I keep telling you, during COVID, the press loved him. Remember when they caught him at the French Laundry? Yeah, nobody cared. Nobody cared. He is being prepped, preened. He's being propped up as the competent savior when the current puppet regime burns out. And they're very patient. You don't understand this. They're waiting for Trump. They're waiting for Trump. Okay, go ahead. That's it. Let Trump do his thing. Yeah. It's okay, enjoy it. We're right here. Newsom is the Madison Avenue version of decline. He's the smiling billboard for managed and controlled chaos. And the elites understand this. They know this. They understand optics better than you do. And they know that polished veneers and all this schmaltz can mask horrible cities, ruined streets, shattered dreams, hellscape cities. And they're betting that the public will buy it. They know it. From state to nation, my friend. Now, let me tell you something. The so-called conservative media, they're a conservative product. Let me say this again. They're a conservative product. When McDonald's puts out the McRib or when they squeeze this out. McDonald's doesn't care about nutrition. And the right-wing media don't care about the right wing. They put out the product that you believe is the message of this. And you will dutifully. They want you to. We're a little different, though. They expect you to wave your flag and that's it. But deep down inside, when you look at this, who's really involved? J.D. Vance is going to freak you out. This is the Trojan horse. Do you believe his story? Do you believe him? I'm not. It's none of it does. California, my friend, isn't just a failed state. It's dress rehearsal. It's the proving ground. It's a dress rehearsal, for lack of a better word. It's the planned script. It's the preseason for America's managed decline. And when you erase borders and you mock tradition and you criminalize order and you elevate chaos as compassion and you get every freak there is, sexual freak, targeting children. Remember, these people walking around with their pink hair and their spike, they don't want to go out and deal with people of their own ilk, their own status. They want to victimize. They dress like that to scare and to frighten. It's satanic. It's ghoulish. It's not sexually celebratory. This is societal rot. This is this fetid epicenter of this horror show. And then they want to export it nationwide. And by the way, it's still not as bad as I heard a friend of mine talk about Portugal. Portugal. Europe is collapsing. Don't feel bad just right now. Gavin Newsom is not about leadership. His ascension is not about leadership. It's about ritual, orchestrated, choreographed obeisance. And he's passed every test. Every test. Lockdown, censorship, mandates, mass migration, fentanyl floods, degenerate, despotic, again, urban hellscapes, all delivered with manicured hair, smug press releases. They're buying all this bullshit like you can't believe. And while the state bleeds taxpayers, and it creates tent cities and slaps fines on churches while blessing crack dens and free needle dispensing. The media call it progressive leadership. I'm telling you again, it's not irony, it's inversion, it's deliberate. And it's proofs I was reading, it's the Isaiah warning that evil will be called good and good will be called evil. It's really, if you think about it, it's Eric Blair, it's Orwell, it's Orwellian nonsense. And the Gettys, like the modern day Medici, like the Venetian group, they prop up art and politics and control narratives while keeping their hands clean. They're away from it. They're always the benefactors. Their money flows through think tanks and campaign and newsrooms and globalist infrastructure and Hollywood that is cratering. And without USAID's collapse is going to be one of the greatest things that ever happened to our civilization. And when they give you this nonsense like climate compliance zones, 15-minute cities. Look up 15-minute cities. They fund the blueprint. And Newsom reads the script. He just repeats the narrative. And what happens when that model is taken national? What happens? Imagine California's rolling blackout stretched across the Midwest, coming soon to a theater near you. You think you're gonna run away from it to go to what? What, Dallas? What? Imagine San Francisco's tent cities sprouting in Ohio. Imagine Los Angeles crime waves exported to Florida. Think it can't happen? I was there in the 80s during the Marielitos. I remember when the Cubans came here. Oh, my God. That was just a few Cubans. And that's just the rollout. Once the test subjects in California have been conditioned, oh, my God. The policies metastasize and duplicate across the republic. That's how controlled decline works. One state becomes the laboratory. One state becomes the proving ground. And then the rest of the country inherits the experiment. It's like taking the marker around the cellulitis and saying, yep, and watching it spread. This is called the controlled ritual of collapse by design. The decline is not just economic. It's not political. It is spiritual. I'm saying it again. Listen to what I'm saying. It's spiritual. California represents inversion. Churches were shuttered during COVID. Why? Because churches represent morality, the foundation, the fundamentals, the ABCDarian lattice work of our culture. It's the church bell. It's the bell, the peal of the bell and that Christmas tree smell. And, it's everything. Parson Brown and all that stuff. COVID was the reason. Churches were shut down. Liquor stores and marijuana dispensaries stayed open. Of course. Parents were fined for gathering with family. Maybe in the backyard have a barbecue while Hollywood was churning out content uninterrupted. Nancy Pelosi was getting her hair done. You maybe didn't. Gavin Newsom was going to French Laundry. He didn't care. His kids went to private school. They're not part of this. This is not incompetence. It is ritual humiliation. And the elites, I'm telling you, the elites wanted to prove that they could dictate what was essential and what wasn't. And Gavin Newsom was their willing, executioner, the Torquemada, the Vlad the Impaler. And look at the symbolism. California exports drag queen story hours as progress. Think about that. That's where it starts. They erase gender as identity. And they weaponize climate fear and this paranoia as some kind of moral code. And it's a new religion of chaos, my friends. And Gavin Newsom is the high priest, baby. He is it. He is it. And when people shrug at the decay, when they, normalize and ignore the abnormal, the ritual is complete. Listen to what I am saying. Collapse has been internalized. Uncle Lenny is speaking to you. Come to me, my children. Listen. Sound the klaxon. I'm not kidding. You know I'm not kidding. And you're asking what happens next. California shows the rest of the world in the future if people remain passive. Mass migration without assimilation. What was that again? Let me say it again. Mass migration without assimilation. Moving in, but not being a part of anything. Not learning our language, our culture, our heritage, our traditions. Crime without punishment. Taxation without representation. Oh, the stage is being set for a federal rollout of the same tactics. And Newsom's 2028 ambition, are you listening? Isn't personal, it's institutional. He's going to be installed as the polished savior of a nation in crisis, just as he was installed. And they'll steal it. They know how to do it. Peter Thiel, or maybe it'll be J.D. Vance. Either way, he was installed as the burnished, ruler, the gel credentialed, big shot, Mr. Smooth. And the question, my friend, is this. The question is whether America is going to see the trap before it snaps shut. What do you think? Or will we recognize that what looks like failure is actually controlled demolition? I mean, we're going to be saying it. Who's going to listen to us? Who's going to listen to you and me? Anybody? We're not popular. We're not on TV. TV still matters. Oh, we've got this. We've got our great Alex Jones, by the way, good news, whose father is doing swimmingly. Your prayers answered. We send our love and faith to Alex. But what this is again a controlled demolition. By the way, Tucker just figured out 9/11. Tucker's limited hangout. Tucker just addresses something and then that's it. My friend Richard Gage is so excited. Tucker's going to give you just a little smidgen of what 9/11 is, and you'll think that's it. Classic limited hangout. But I don't want to change the subject. So let me ask you this. Do you think America is going to understand that the smiling face on the billboard, is only a mask, a veneer for the machine? Do you think so? You think so? Do you think so? You think, California is not warning us of what could happen. It's showing us what already has happened. There's a big difference here. Do you think so? Are these rabbit holes worth digging? Is that it? You see, Getty Oil ties to political puppets. Why Gavin Newsom was groomed early? California as the globalist beta test site, Hollywood's role in mass mind control, bloodline politics. They love that. From D'Alessandro, Nancy Pelosi to others. These aren't fringe theories. These are documented threads. These are connectors that are woven into this kind of weird, this pastiche or this mosaic or this big quilt of what? Control. And the mainstream will mock them because the mainstream is built to distract. The mainstream, they're repeaters, not reporters. They're bought and sold. They're so scared. They're about to lose everything. But the patterns are clear, my friends. Anybody who even connects the dots. Listen to what I'm saying. Now, my friends, I know you know what the story is. But how did we get the word out? California was once the dream. And it's now, interestingly enough, it's the warning. America isn't dying from neglect. I'm saying this. It's being euthanized by elites who see freedom, and your ability to speak and to react and to live as this last obstacle to total control. And Gavin Newsom is not a failure. He's a success story. He's a success story for this weird cartel that built him, that made him, that concocted him. His state is the prototype. And here's his career. And by the way, his record is a rollout. And unless America wakes up yet again to the blueprint, thanks to the good work of this great president of ours, Donald Trump, and with your thoughts and prayers and commitment and focus, the collapse of California will soon be the collapse of the republic, our republic, unless we do something. What are we going to do? What do we do? How do we fix this? That's what I want to know. I have never said, I started off by telling you initially, I've never thought that I've never said more in my life how this is so monumentally horrible. Freddie, I'm sorry, Freddie, I missed this. Here's for making up for cheapskate walks in Lower Manhattan. You were awesome as our guided tour. Thank you so much, Freddie. You're a good man, my friend. A good man. A pilgrim, you too as well, my friends. So on this our Friday Eve, I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you love and hope and charity and sweetness and kindness and greatness. But our work is cut out for us. Are you up for it? This isn't for the weak. Are you up for it? Because whatever you thought, whatever the challenge was before, is nothing like it is now. Nothing. My friends, I thank you. Please follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Please follow our legal channel, our sister channel at Lionel Legal. And please, my dear friend, please, 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 I ask you to make sure you are subscribed to Lionel Nation, and support us, follow us, listen to what, go to X, read what I'm saying, read the words, read, I will send you, I will direct you. There's so much stuff going on, but you have to do the heavy work. I can only give you so much. And a lot of good people out there can only provide so much. You're going to have to do it yourself. And I know you can do it because you love this country and you love what's right, and nothing is going to get in the way because they have misunderestimated, as somebody once said. They have taken you to be some chump, and buddy boy, you are no chump. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you truly for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for this. And my friends, as we always say, as I always tell you right now, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dad.